This is former Indiana basketball player Brian Evans, and you're listening to Indiana Sports Beat with Jim Coyle.
Today's guest is brought to you by Reynolds Family Dentistry of Sellersburg. You need $1 million smile for those championship photos, and that's exactly what you'll get with Reynolds Family Dentistry. Well, get up now because you're listening to Indiana Sports Beat coming to you from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios on this Friday, July 17th. Couldn't be happier now to welcome in one of my favorites, Pat Graham, joining us. Patrick, how are you, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
Well, good. Last time I talked to you, you were being nursed back to health.
Yeah, cardiac rehab. That was a joy.
How's everything going, bro? But you were working hard at getting through all that stuff. You were exercising and getting out and doing all the stuff you needed to do. And how's all that been going?
I got, I guess the work's cleared. When I went through all that stuff late March, that's right when the COVID thing started. And down here in Evansville, schools, I guess, probably throughout the state had shut down on the 13th. So when I was in the hospital, the COVID thing had really kicked on. So, when I got done and everything, the exercise started. So I've been pretty religious. Well, I've been very religious on that and trying to eat a little bit better. So the chicken wings have been put back to the fore back, and I've been living a little healthier, let's just say.
I was going to ask about the wings. That was my one question that I've been thinking. I'm like, well, I'm sure he's probably back on those by now.
Your body will go into shock if you stop feeding it wings, Pat.
Someone asked me this question the other day, and the answer was comical. I can't believe I know this answer, but I've ate 18 wings since April 1st. 6 one time, 6 one time, 6 one time. I'm not the smartest guy, but that's 18.
Well, we generally keep count because you generally post that and your dogs and your turtles and crap on Twitter. So we generally keep track of your wing count.
If you're interested, there's a sign at Pat's Yard down in Evansville that, like McDonald's has over 1 billion served. His has over 1 billion consumed.
Consumed wings, no doubt. It's probably up there in the thousands for sure, tens of thousands.
I don't know if the diabetes got me or the wings did, but one of them probably had to do the most to do with it. But yeah, I've got away from them. It's been that's kind of been it's been like Wing Anonymous instead of Alcohol Anonymous. What
is with Pace? What is going on? I know he's going to be a junior in high school. What has been going on in the summertime for him basketball wise? Has he done any AAU or anything?
Well, that's the weird thing about this whole thing. The AAU obviously got started, and he is not doing that this summer. It's just been trying to get workouts in, and it kind of makes you feel good when you see kids around where we live and see kids out working out in the driveway, which that never happened. I know we used to do some of that stuff, but we probably had ways to get in the gym a little easier than most. And so, but you see kids working out, you see kids running, you see kids biking, you see kids doing all these different exercises that they probably never even thought about. But, we started workouts last week and Tuesday, Thursday, and this week, Tuesday, Thursday, and we ran into a little mishap and missed this past Thursday, which I guess was last night. And, because we had a little scare down here at the high school that I work at. But I think everybody's going through it. I mean, with football starting and basketball workouts starting up, and then you got kids coming back from Florida, and you got graduation parties, and with all this, bingo, there's these pop-ups with this COVID that happens, and it's a big scare to everybody. Evansville was kind of weird because Evansville was in a bubble for the longest time. I mean, our numbers were so ridiculously low where I was looking at New Albany area where I'm from and Indy area where you guys are, and it was unbelievable the numbers that these places had that Evansville didn't have. They were late to the party, which, was a good thing, but people in Evansville thought this was never going to hit us, and then sure enough, about 2 weeks ago, it started. And it's been different. It's been different. It's like Evansville people were like, well, why aren't we working out? It's not hit here yet. I'm like, just wait. And 3 weeks ago, I knew probably 25 people in Indy that has had it or had it. I knew probably 20 people over near where I grew up that had it, and I didn't know one soul, one person in Evansville that had it, and that was 2 to 3 weeks ago. Now I probably know 40 people that have had it. So it's just, it's blown up down here, and we're kind of backpedaling a little bit, but, it's here to stay. It's not like it's going to go anywhere tomorrow, and you just got to deal with it.
Well, and also, we talk about this. You're a great athlete. We're a great athlete as well, but you're 50 years old now, and you've got diabetes. This thing is scary for people that otherwise are just completely walking around normal. But this thing is I'm 55. I'm in that group. It's trust me, it's in the back of my mind.
He's 50. He's had diabetes since he was 11, and he had a heart attack 3 months ago. So I would say he's in the high risk category.
Yeah, I hadn't even gotten to the heart attack yet. So I know it's got to be a scary thing for you, seriously though, to make sure, because then it's a serious deal.
Well, and I don't want to, I'll probably offend somebody by saying this. I don't want to put myself on a place where, I'm so scared. The thing, it's like the doctors have told me. If you're a healthy, I've never had any complications from diabetes. I laugh at that. I had a heart attack, but eyesight and I still got all my fingers and toes, and I've never really had any issues due to diabetes. I've always taken pretty good care of myself. My numbers have always been pretty good. I've always had beyond great doctors, and so it's it's one of those things where if I would get it. And I was tested last week, and it was negative, but I'd never had – it was just almost one of those, I want to know, and I know some people are asymptomatic, and I knew a guy who had got it, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to test, and I tested. I was negative. But they've said, yes, I have some complications, but on the flip side, it's not like, you're an unhealthy diabetic or – you don't take care of yourself after the heart attack. And so I kind of feel comfortable there. My parents are who I worry about. I hate to say that, but, I worry about somebody like that a heck of a lot more than I do myself. I just don't comprehend, and I know there's all walks of life in this world, but, the person says, the government's not going to tell me to wear a mask. And I'm thinking, it's a freaking mask. Like, what's the big deal?
Right.
I still go to the grocery store. I still go to Walmart. I still, I'm out. I just do what I'm supposed to do, and you try to stay away from other people as best you can. But you can't, you can't lock yourself in a bathroom and say I'll see you in 2 years. So that's how I've kind of dealt with it. But yeah, the people are just you say on Twitter, and you see these. I guess they call them Karens or whatever, and. Screaming and yelling, and no one's going to tell me what to do. It's just like, man, I don't get those types of people. But hey, everyone's got a voice now, and you got to respect everyone and all that stuff. And I just kind of smile and go my other way, because I just can't comprehend how simple it is to 6 feet away and keep a mask on. It's not that hard.
Before I forget, text into the show from Jennifer down in Evansville saying happy birthday to the Big Ten's all-time leading scorer, Calbert Cheney, your former teammate, got a birthday today. So you boys better call in and wish him a happy birthday.
And Pat's birthday was just last week. Pat just turned 50. Or earlier this week, wasn't it?
Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday. I missed that. No, I didn't miss it. I remember sending thing out, but it seems like if something's a week ago, it's like a year ago in my mind. I've seen so much information since then. But happy birthday to you as well, Pat. That's awesome. I forgot about that. Just remember seeing that stuff out. Because your dad's birthday's on the same day, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, your mom. I remember seeing your mom's post of that. Very, very cool. There's been some big.
Right now, how old I am, he couldn't tell you.
Is that denial of his own age?
No, he just, like I said, if he wouldn't remember my birthday, and he probably wouldn't remember his own birthday if it wasn't for
My dad's the same way. My dad's the same exact way.
Luckily for your family, you have the most beautiful human being in the world in your mother, Carolyn, because she keeps everybody in that family in line.
She does, Dad, and I
No question.
So, yep, I agree.
Hey, a lot. Also, a different note, kind of a somber note, but it was in your area. Former Hoosier Steve Bucci recently passed away down there in Evansville. I know that he was before your guys' playing time, but just a part of the Indiana history, winning a national championship in '81, Mr. Basketball in '79 from down there in Washington, a great high school basketball area. Man, they may have produced as many Mr. Basketballs as any team in the state, huh? Got all the Zellers, but sad to see that happen. But, man, just another member of the IU basketball family we've lost.
We've had Indiana, I guess, is kind of snake bit on that because, the Jason Colliers and these guys.
Eric Anderson.
Like I said,
Neil Reed.
See, and that's the thing. You forget there's been so many. And
it's weird. It's a weird run. It really is. It's weird.
I was just glad to come out of it on the other side, but
yeah,
I'm blaming Garl. Let's blame it on Garl or Rink or somebody.
Yeah, that's all. I blame it on them. But yeah, Bucci was a bad deal, and that one was kind of sudden, obviously, and I know they tried to get him, or they got him down here to Evansville, and it went the wrong way. But yeah, I used to have a bad run on that, and obviously there's no right reason for it, but yeah, they've had a bad run on it.
Well, let's hope that we can put an end to that deal there. But on the other side, on basketball side, I was out watching some hoops last week. You mentioned some AAU. I saw Trey Kaufman and Logan Duncan, and man, Kaufman has really improved his game. I know you probably haven't seen them this summer, but did you get to see either of those guys play last winter?
No, I saw Kaufman 2 years ago as a sophomore. They actually beat us in regional, and we had a decent team, and you go into every game thinking you can win, and halftime of that game, I looked at them. I said, "Boys, you're all playing the state champions," and they were so good. Silver Creek was so good, and he was a man back then, but from what I've been told by Sharon Wilkerson, who coaches over there, near there, those guys said he's just a man among boys, and he's gotten bigger and stronger. And of course, as a sophomore, he was an absolute stud body-wise. And now it's kind of his offensive game's coming a little bit more rounded. And, yeah, I think he's a really nice player. And hopefully he goes to the Cream and Crimson in a couple years or a year.
Well, he's playing on an AAU team with Logan Duncan, who's already committed to Indiana, so we know he's recruiting him. But, yeah, I got to tell you, he reminds me – I remember when I saw Trace Jackson Davis, the first thing that stood out to me about him was his beef, because most kids coming out of high school, they're skinny, and he was not. And neither is Trey Kaufman. This dude is built. He's got a ready-made college body already, and he has gotten stronger. Saw him last weekend. He's really been working on his defense, working on inside games, shooting. He's becoming a complete player. I mean, he can really, really be something special at 6'8", and with the abilities that he has. Yeah, it would be great to see him come into the Indiana fold. And I got to be honest with you, I cannot imagine him not going to Indiana. But You never know. But I think that he is going to end up there, and Indiana is going to have a great, great roster to build from.
I call them Sullinger bodies. I know you guys remember the Sullinger kid at Ohio State.
Jared
A
Sullinger.
few years ago. And, IU people would remember Daryl Thomas. I remember seeing Daryl Thomas right out of high school. And I think Todd was on that team. We played some all-star team, played some, Alford and those guys and Daryl Thomas. And I'd never seen a body like that. And, butt was as wide, twice as wide as mine, and his legs. And I'm thinking, my God, he's a bowling pin, but he's 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". And that's the first person I ever saw with a body like that. Sullinger was as close to it, probably a little bit taller, even a little bit bigger. And that's what those bodies remind you of. And you're exactly right. Those two players are very similar in Trace Jackson and Kaufman. So, yeah, he'd be a nice get for us.
It's funny because he physically looks like, just standing next to him, he physically looks just a great deal like Trace Jackson Davis. So we want to compare them. We want to compare them as being similar type players, but they're really not.
No, they're actually
totally
bookends.
They played completely different games. So it would be, we're wishing pie in the sky to get Trace Jackson Davis to stay another year and to get Trey Kaufman to commit and go there. But, man, what a fun year that would be to have both those guys on the team in the same year.
Yes, it would. Pat, I got a question in from the text line from Tim. Did you enjoy crossing the river to play Kentucky high schools teams when you were at Floyd Central?
We loved it. Couple things. Funny story about that. In Indiana, of course, Leary, them up at Lawrence North probably didn't follow this rule, but you couldn't go.
Did they follow any rules?
No, exactly. And but in warm-ups, you could not dunk, and in Kentucky, you could. And that was always. I remember being a freshman. That was always kind of a weird thing. But we played Sanex and Trinity and Oldham County, and Ballard was always a big one with Allen Houston. We played. I think my senior year, I think we played 7 teams over there. And played Moore and Eastern, where Felton Spencer went, and it was always it was a different type of game. The referees over there, I'm not questioning their referees. I'm just saying it was a different type of game, and it was refereed a little different way. So it was good for us to go over and play different teams and better teams, and so yeah, I always enjoyed playing over there. And I don't think teams do that as much as they once did.
Well, two things with that, Pat, is first of all, I will say the reason I didn't dunk in warm-ups was specifically because I was respecting that rule. And so I carried that on throughout my entire life. And I didn't dunk in warm-ups just because Indiana had that rule. So that's first and foremost. But secondly, when you went over there and played the schools like Trinity and all that, did you back that up on the second game of the weekend with like Mitchell or Paoli or any of those big schools?
We normally, that conference I played in wasn't all that shabby.
Oh, come on! Here we go. I deal with this every week.
When I was at Floyd Central, we weren't overly scared to play anybody. Of course, the teams I had at Floyd Central, we were pretty decent. So, yeah, we didn't have to pad our schedules any stretch of the imagination. But, I mean, we would have played the Indiana Pacers back then if we had a 7-footer. A 7-footer, or a couple of them.
Hey, blame Joe Hinton. He didn't recruit well enough.
Yeah, I'll get on him about that.
Well, man, we need to get you out on the golf course. I know that's not your fishing is your bigger deal, but need to get you up here someday just for a relaxing 9 holes of golf, and we can have a wing a hole one day. How about that?
I would do that if we were fishing, but
you should come up and play the new golf course, Pat, because I know we spent years having to play that old course, and you should reward yourself at least once with coming up and playing this course because it's really nice.
You say you guys talk about a relaxing 9. I don't. Down here in Evansville, I get asked all the time to golf, and of course I was manic about it at one time. But it would be a tough decision to go through another calf surgery or go golf.
You're an idiot.
Patrick, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to join us, man. I'm glad that everything's going well. Happy birthday again. Please tell the family hello. I hope Brandy's doing well. And I hope you're having a great summer, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Anytime.
This is Jim Coyle from Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle and Leary. Indiana Sports Beat is now a part of the Rivals Network. You can go to thehoosier.com to sign up. It's free. Catch the show there each day live or at your convenience. You can also like or follow us on Facebook, follow the show's rebroadcast anywhere you podcast. If we're not on a radio station where you live, we should be. Let your local station know they need to carry Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle and Leary, or simply go to thehoosier.com.